This is a Southwick Board of Health meeting hybrid, Thursday, December 17th, 2022, 6 p.m. at the Town Hall. And we have present tonight Sue Braska
And Jean Nelson.
and Tom Fitzgerald. Missing is Mackenzie Kane. And we're waiting for our health director to dial in, Alex White.
We also have a guest, Mr. Moglen. He's a select board member,
Okay,
chair,
so
vice chairman of the select board.
our minutes from our last meeting, which would have been November 3rd. We don't have, so we're gonna table those. And Dee, you're going to send those to Jean?
Yes.
Or, yeah, okay, and then we'll look at them at the next meeting, or you can,
Well, I'll make a motion to table them until the next meeting.
okay, I second that.
And then it
All
would
in
be
favor?
unanimous vote, okay?
Okay, public comment. Does anyone have anything to say? Which isn't on our agenda, which we don't really have much on our agenda.
Hi,
Mr. Mogul.
Doug Moglen, Vice Chair of the Select Board. One of the projects that Alex and I had talked about, but we really hadn't kicked off in earnest. And this may put your rest of your agenda may put a kink in that plan, was this summer. We had some problems on Congamon with E. coli. And it forced the closure of the town beach. And then we did some other anecdotal testing elsewhere on the lake. And at some
On
spots
South Pond.
on South Pond and North Pond and Middle Pond. We just did some rando testing. There wasn't a real good strategy about it, but we were just trying to figure out what the situation was, because we only tested at the beach, because that was what we needed to do legally for the beach. But we had gotten a lot of calls, Board of Health got calls, Lake Management got calls, Citizens Restoring Congamon got calls. Should my kids go in the water? Can we boat? Can we fish? Should we do this? And over the winter, this coming winter, Alex and I and some lake management folks were going to get together and kind of put together a strategy and potentially even some budget to conduct a more formal testing process and a process by which we could post the results on the town webpage. We wouldn't tell people what they can and can't do. Obviously, the beach is subject to regulation, but the rest of the lake, it's just informational for people to make up their own mind and decision as to what they wanted to do. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yes, I should talk to Alex, but I should also come to this board as the policy setting board for the health agent and communicate with you guys about, what's the best strategy. Now with all of this happening, it's probably going to change our schedule a little bit, but I still would like to further that discussion and bring a representative from health, lake management, and who's probably going to be Dr. Muller, who's very knowledgeable about this stuff, and potentially someone even from Citizens Restoring Congamon who's interested to participate as well, just to have the dialogue. And then Alex and Jim Middleton had set up the webpage behind the scenes of where we could put the results and then send people to if they wanted to see the results. And like I said, it is strictly at this point an informational page. It's not saying swim, don't swim, boat, don't boat. It's here's the results. Do what's the right thing for you based on your own determination. But we'd like to get that in front of you, put it on for a future Board of Health meeting for further discussion and get on a agenda appointment.
Question.
Yeah.
Gerald.
Tom, you're
Since
usually sit up
the
here.
water is in that Commonwealth land, the land under the water in the water is Commonwealth land. I wonder if they would be able to help subsidize any incurring costs the town has.
Correct.
Something to look into.
We talked about it. We didn't really even know where to go and we were going to try to go as part of the thing was put together some budgetary numbers of what the cost is of that testing itself. If you're going to do it once a week or twice a week and 6 locations, what does that cost? Who would do it? How would it be done? But we didn't really get going on it. Everyone's been real super busy and or sick or whatever, so I do want to put that forward though, to carry it if possible, to request the Board of Health, put it on their agenda as a future discussion item to kind of set policy, you know, as the policy setting board for the health director and health agent. To work on that.
May I make a suggestion as well? To include the Conservation Commission
Oh, absolutely.
as administrators of the local permitting program, which is an income generating account. And it's used obviously for lake purposes.
That's a great idea.
I have them on occasion, Doc. Just every once in a while.
I will also reach out to the Concom chair.
Yeah.
Get on their agenda as well. Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
And it may be also touching bases with Connecticut. They share a substantial shoreline. What's the matter?
No, I just wonder if that'll happen.
well,
That's all. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
but there, Connecticut is also part of the local permitting program. In which they contribute funds to the
Oh,
lake
They do. Okay.
for docks and boats and.
One of the things that we were supposed to also do over this winter is, I'm going to reach out to First Selectman Mall. And just arrange a friendly meeting between our Concom and their Concom, because I don't think you guys have regular communications with each other. And there's been construction activity on the Connecticut side, on our side. It would be great for you guys to know each other and have some kind of dialogue back and forth. So I will facilitate that. I've met with Colin Mall a few times. Very nice guy. Very interested in what's going on the lake, on the lake. He has big plans for baths and some other stuff like that. But you know, with the E. coli thing, I know Deb Harath has been very vocal to me and others about, you know, figuring out what we're gonna do here. She fielded dozens of phone calls from residents around the lake that call her as a lake expert from being on LMC and stuff. And I owe her a response and others a response to come back. So we would like to carry that forward, but I will reach out to Concom as well.
Right, and part of that would be jurisdictional. As far as, you know, within 100 feet of the lake. If you do any type of construction, reconstruction, building, et cetera, and on and on. In Massachusetts, it's mandated that you come before the Conservation Commission. What does Connecticut do?
Right, but the Southwick Conservation Commission, and I'm not gonna, this is not my battle to fight. I don't think it's jurisdictional for 100 feet in Connecticut. That's the problem. And really, we're a border state and it's a border issue,
Right,
but, you know, and back to the E. coli, Dr. Muller from LMC, I think he's the vice chair. But, you know, we did all these, bunch of tests and we looked at the data and Muller, Dr. Muller said, well, E. coli tends to exist only at the shoreline. It doesn't tend to, you go out in the middle of the lake, you shouldn't get a E. coli count. But
So the,
I don't know, I'm not a.
These
E. coli
tests-
guy.
I was under the impression that we just did South Pond.
Yep.
That we didn't do north and so did Alex do middle and north?
Once, just as a kind of to get a baseline. We weren't sure, again, I have no knowledge.
And we
of-
don't know where he did them.
All I know, I can tell you on the North Pond, we did it not far from the conservation area. Because we were concerned about general source of where this could be coming from. So we just, I think they tested over there. I think I'm pretty positive they tested on middle and definitely south in a couple places, but Dr. Muller said, hey, if you're in the middle, you're not gonna find it. It usually is on the edges and
Right.
he seems very knowledgeable, so and very willing to participate in a, you know, coming up with a strategy. And, you know, whether we need to involve others too, like even the fire department, somebody like that to leverage using their boat or what have you to get out to do the testing or what. We can bring the resources to bear, but I think it's a good tool for citizens if we can provide the data and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Because the Board of Health doesn't have jurisdiction, if you will, to say. Close the lake, right? We closed the beach for the season and then said to people, hey, you know, use your best judgment, but. When we should do the same thing for, we're thinking about doing something along those lines, but we want to have that discussion as to what that framework would look like.
Well, who had the jurisdiction closing the lake when they had treatment? Somebody did for that, was that
that was the
Conservation.
LMC.
LMC? Okay, So there is.
When they
there
did
is-
the
Yeah,
When they did the what?
sonar, that was that treatment that they put into the lake water. And you couldn't go in for 24 hours
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
the weed
so there's
control
someone.
I think the harbor master is the one that closes the lake officially.
officially, yeah,
I think because LMC
is it, yeah,
is a ad hoc
Contributing,
subcommittee of the plan, of the Board of Selectmen. And I think it's by process or custom, they post the notices and they do yeoman work, not taking anything away from them. They're a fantastic resource to the town. I think jurisdictionally, they have very little legal power, so they rely on the conservation and the Board of Health and the harbor master and the select board to be their agents, if you will, for legal jurisdiction of being able to file something. Like if there's something harming the lake, they could go to conservation to ask them to have an enforcement order against someone who's having siltation into the lake. LMC can't do that directly themselves.
right.
But, conservation's been a great partner in doing that, or if there's a problem with boating, something, they can go to the harbor master, and the harbor master can bring enforcement power to an issue.
And if for the Board of Health, if there was an issue with sewage, like coming from, let's say, the Connecticut side. And the lake was polluted, and they could demonstrate that, I think the Board of Health would have. the
Correct.
Regulatory.
Correct,
process.
exactly.
Close it.
So their job is the LMC is supposed to bring those to other boards' attentions as necessary, and they do a great job of it. But at the same time, not everybody, like people were literally ringing Deb Harass's phone at home saying, Deb, what do I do? E. coli, can we swim? Can we fish? So we should provide a mechanism to provide the information of what's going on out there if we proceed with this type of testing.
The question I have is what prompted this year? I mean, where all the years before, we didn't have that kind of a response from people being concerned about.
Well,
I
first of all,
know.
I don't know. Well, first of all, the lake's been busier than it's ever been with
Good, Alex.
people
Yeah.
being out there and doing stuff. We'll have a heightened sense of awareness of a lot of different things, and we were very vocal, and it was in the paper about the town beach being closed, and then we closed it for the season, because we were near the end of the season anyway, and the number. And Alex can tell you better, but the E. coli count was ginormous. It wasn't like, oh, this is a borderline, we should probably close the beach, right? This was off the chart number, right? So, or high on the chart number. So that's where we ended up.
Okay,
So, there weren't many geese on the lake, was there?
You know what? We heard both sides of that. Everyone, but LMC says geese, 100%, 1000% geese. There's so many gazillions, and they live here forever, and they breed, and they have so many. And then anecdotally, the beach folks says, I haven't seen geese all year.
No,
I haven't seen one, and they're not hanging out this year.
I
like
did
they used to.
expect, when I did the beach testing, I did a couple, and when Alex was gone, and remarkably clean, and there was no geese poop or anything on the beach. And that wasn't even unusual, but they had done some things interesting, they put those little spinners
Yeah, to
on the
keep them away.
shoreline, and it kind of kept, I think that was one of the reasons I kept them away. But there's other, the birds, they fly, and there's other reasons why it happens. There's dogs, there's animals and stuff that are around, they're on the shoreline. And that could be a factor, and plus it was really dry this year too. It may have something to do with the drought conditions.
Yeah, I mean, the water level was really low and
Right.
stagnant. The water wasn't flowing out.
minimal rain.
Temperature was
Rain,
really
right.
high
Yeah.
on an average.
Yeah,
And, but there was all kinds of conjecture, right? It was like, oh, it must be a sewerage failure somewhere in
I
Connecticut.
always like that.
That didn't seem to pan out, no pun intended, based on where they found it and where they didn't find it. It seemed to be tough for the water to get from here to there without. I don't know. I don't hold
So
myself.
I was
out as
talking
a
to
control
our
expert.
lab analyst, where I brought the test set over in Agawam, and he did the analytical lab that tested it. She indicated that it was this year, last year in the summer, was like a petri dish because of the factors you just mentioned. So that was maybe a factor of why it was so unusual.
But that being said, the trend has been over the last several years is warmer and drier. So we've got to prepare ourselves for
Yeah.
that, either, maybe something to do with the lake and how they flow water on the lake with the weir gates and everything else. I don't know. But some kind of testing regimen to be able to have people make an informed decision on what they would like to do.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. You're very
idea.
welcome.
Any other public comment? Alex, are you there?
Yeah, but I'm out in the public.
No, I know. I just want to make sure you were there. Okay, we're going to sign our regulations that we approved on November 3rd. We just had to change the Board of Health members. And also, we changed that one section that we amended, that one sentence about inspecting septic system inspections,
Title V
Title
inspection.
V inspections. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay,
Anyone have a pen?
you do, don't you?
That's pencil.
I can go get one.
I got it. I
You
got
got it?
one. So I actually have, so this is what we,
Shit, yeah.
that's what the other wording was. So we just
Okay.
kept it the same. We're going to do it November 3rd. Tom, is there a notebook? I'll let you write the effective date since you have better writing. Is there a notebook in the office that has all our regulations?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put this in there later.
Absolutely. It's gotta be stamped.
Yeah, it's in the binder. It's in the binder.
It has to go
It's gotta
to,
go through, yeah, Michelle has to stamp it in, and that's what we send a copy to the state as well, right?
Okay.
do we, should we sign 2 copies or just one?
It's always good to find.
Two, okay. And it's just going to be Jean and I signing it since we don't have Mackenzie here.
Mm-hmm, it's us.
She could sign it after the fact, right?
Yeah,
she?
yeah, she can do that, but she just needs to date it when she signed it.
All right. We're putting the effective date November 3rd because that's what we voted for last week.
Okay,
Okay, so those are the septic. And then here's. We gotta add that one. So here's this.
and those are the body art ones?
Yeah.
Okay. And that effective date is the same.
Same, yeah. Last page.
Did you guys get the minutes in the folders?
We don't even have the folders.
We don't have the folders.
Well, it's in the Board of Health office.
Tom will get them. I don't have a key to the Board of Health office, and you don't either, Jean, do you?
But I wasn't aware that they were in there.
'Cause we
Yeah,
tabled the
so
minutes to-
everything that goes in the Board of Health office for the minutes and for the meetings are all, over there in the corner.
All right, Tom's going in there. Because we
Okay.
tabled the minutes for till the next meeting.
Yeah, we already voted on that, so.
Well, can you vote to untable if you guys want to?
I guess we could. We'll see when Tom brings them back. We do have, while we're waiting for Tom, we do have D,
Nobody left, so sure.
we have D's resignation as of December 9th. Is that correct, D?
Yes.
Okay.
We're sorry to see you go.
I know. I'll pass that on to
Thank you.
whoever we need to pass that on to. In the meantime, you asked Cindy to come back?
Cindy Barton, the former secretary, who's now working as a part-time floater and a part-time secretary. She works for 4 other boards or committees, and I had asked her if she has a few minutes to spare to help with the Board of Health until we can hire a new secretary, and she says as long as it was okay with the select board, she will make sure she does not go over her allowable hours and maybe have a few hours to spend helping us out.
Okay, so in order for us to post a new secretary, that goes through the selectmen, right? So we just put something in writing, request it?
It'll
or-
be the same as we did the last time.
I don't know what we did, I think it was just a phone, just a email.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we need to do that, that's that one.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, Sue, I couldn't find your folder, so I put it in the agenda and minutes folder. Do you usually take the folder with you?
All right.
I have it here with all my stuff in it. I'll return it.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna put one in the agenda and minutes folder.
You're breaking up. Okay, so we do have the minutes, so we therefore are going to look at the minutes from November 3rd, July 7th, June 1st, 2nd, what are these?
I only have November 3rd here, so. I made,
I have June 2nd and I have July 7th. We just have November 3rd. These might have been corrected ones from Cindy. Okay.
I got, give me your pencil, Sue, please. Thank you.
What are you changing? Oh, you're on the second page. Okay.
Yeah.
Tom, you can sit up here.
Ken?
Mhm.
Yes, you're part of the health department.
So there was a failed perk at 95 sheep pasture, Tom? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. One pass, one fail.
Okay.
You got a copy there?
No, I don't.
You can look at the pins and
Okay.
I just probably just brought her back and think I needed, but I didn't see it.
Here, Tom, you can go over mine.
You need the board of health sign-in sheet? Want that book?
no, I mean, well, Doug's already gone.
Yeah.
Well, he's the next door. I mean, you wanted him to sign in.
No, that's there you go, Tom, you wanna
So was this 31 COVID, 1 hepatitis C, 1 influenza, 1 question mark? Dee, are you there?
Yes,
So for October cases, did you happen to go back in our recorded minutes to see what the cases were that were reported,
I did, and I couldn't understand
what she said?
what she said.
Mm. What could there be aside from COVID, influenza?
Well, you know,
Lyme?
there are a lot of other communicable diseases, so.
Well, we can just scratch that
Yeah,
out.
we'll just take it off.
Yeah, just take it off. Yeah, we just made a very few typo things. Dee, I'll talk to you about them. I should be in tomorrow for a few minutes.
So what's rough inspection?
Around 11.
for-
I'm not gonna
rough-
be in tomorrow.
Oh, you're not? Okay,
Okay,
then Monday.
what was rough
Hey,
inspection for
On
115?
Monday. But you. can
I'm
get me-
sorry.
I'll be at the select board on Monday, but you can get me there.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Rough, were you addressing that rough inspection for 115?
Yeah,
Or was it 115 while you got it? And what number Sawgrass?
I don't. I'm assuming the rough inspection was
What,
a
right, but what, street,
septic system
the street,
installation.
the street.
Oh, 115 Fred Jackson. That's Fred Jackson.
And then what about the Sawgrass Lane? Any idea what the number was?
No. I don't remember which one that was.
All right, and you made the other corrections.
Yep. Okay,
Here.
okay.
Okay, so therefore retracting that. Is that? I'll make a
Can
motion.
retract the motion because everybody that was online was present during the time.
Okay,
So now I can make a new motion basically that says, I'll accept the minutes for November 3rd,
I second that.
and the vote is unanimous.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, so we took care of that. Now, I have minutes in here from July 7th and
we'll have to see if we've already approved them. I don't know why you have them
well,
in your
this
folder.
one has all notes written on it.
Sue,
Yeah,
you
but-
don't need to worry about those. It was just the November 3rd one that I put in there.
Okay, so what are the 2nd and the 7th? Are these ones that we have to sign?
No, they were just in the folder. That's not what, there's no business that needs to be acted upon with those.
I'll look on the website to make
See.
sure that they're posted on there and they're posted with the corrections, okay?
Okay,
I haven't seen any postings since since April 22nd, 2022.
No minutes have been posted on the Board of Health website. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said the last minutes I see was from April 21st, 2022.
where did you see them?
On the website.
On the website, that's what.
Well,
Jean
that's what
did.
I said.
That's what
There's
Jean
no
just
minutes
asked.
have been posted since April of 2022, okay?
Oh, I didn't hear the
Yeah,
since part,
okay.
sorry.
Okay, let me go look and Dee, can you please just make sure that you email me and whatever you have for minutes? Okay,
Okay,
for how many ever meetings you've done with us, okay?
All right, so you don't have to do the minutes now from November 3rd because we have them.
Right.
That's the
Right.
only meeting I've been to.
Oh, that
Okay.
is? Okay,
So just this meeting here.
okay.
All right, anything else about minutes or anything?
No,
Okay. Okay, Alex, your report? Announcements?
Alex, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. Let's see, just doing the perks. There was one that I just did recently with Randy Brown. I mean, Randy, Randy White. And, that one was at, 96B Congamon Street or Road, sorry. Just trying to get my calendar up here. Hold on. Just went ahead and signed off on another well permit for 368 Granville Road. There was one that was issued in September that was changed with the different driller, and then just did a COC for 9A Silvergrass Lane. Let's see here. Du- 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 du. Let's see. Did a final inspection at 129 Feeding Hills Road. And let's see, since our meeting. Did the so that final inspection was 5B South, I'm sorry, 5B Sawgrass Lane. And I think right now I didn't do the COC because I'm still waiting for either a sieve analysis or I'm waiting for a sign off from one of the installers. Did a perk at 104 Sheep Pasture Road with Jack Conboy. And went ahead and did a re-inspection at 16 Congamon Road. Seems like the corrections have been complete and no issues exist according to the occupant and no complaints. Followed up with the Southwick Housing Authority. Seems to be, things are situated. I went ahead and did another inspection at 3 Evergreen Street. And
That's the housing,
yep, this is still housing. Yep.
housing furnace, okay.
And what about 3 Evergreen? So that one I re-inspected and there's still not a working furnace and still broken windows to the front door. So I'm working with town council to go ahead and reinforce the court order. And I will go ahead and I've been working with Attorney Coyle on that. So I don't know. We just spoke on Tuesday about that. And supposed to have a colleague, his colleague reach out to me to go ahead and make sure that the motion is acceptable. So I think I'm just waiting for that piece with them right now.
That
And
went to court, didn't it? Did that go to housing court?
I'm sorry.
Did that go to housing court? 3 Evergreen,
Yes.
Alex, in our discussion, we talked about this, didn't, the bank make a contact with you and said they were gonna correct that furnace problem?
Yes.
Didn't give you a timeline apparently, or haven't done anything.
So all I heard, was that they're having a management group go out there and, go ahead and, assess the situation, contact with the, occupants, and just try to, make that, correction, with the furnace and broken window. And I don't know what's happened since. And again, still stands to go ahead and have that the judge's order reinforced, because they need to have heat and
Right,
have
is it-
weather tight elements, especially with a lack of winterization of the residents.
The building inspector was involved with that property too, I recall.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that at this time.
Anything else?
Nope. That's pretty much it. Oh, yeah. And then I don't know if there's another item on the agenda.
No,
Reports, announcements, and unanticipated items.
Alex, you're muted again.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the chairperson.
Do you have an announcement you need to make? You're going to make to the board?
Yeah. Just making sure that I can go ahead and do that. So I am resigning from the position from the Southwick Board of Health, and I'm going to be leaving in December, and I hope to have a health director, replaced. And hopefully you guys will be all set with the new hire.
December, you didn't mention a specific date.
Is it still the 9th?
So I had it down for December 9th, but I think that I think understanding the situation that we're in with the COVID-19 pandemic and with workforce development and capacity, I've accepted to go ahead and have December 31st as my last day with the board.
All right, are you going to submit a letter?
Yes, I will submit that to the board. Yes.
When, so I can pass it on downstairs? I have the one, but you're revising it now.
Yeah. So I can send that over to you as soon as possible.
With a signature on it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, are you still going to have, with the potential to extend to assist the new hire and the Board of Health as needed? After the 31st, you're still gonna have that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when will you be able to? Can you send that to Tom now here? or Jean so they can print it out?
No, I don't have that capability
Okay.
at this time.
All right.
Okay, that being said, Mr. Fitzgerald, what's your intention? To helping out the Board of Health once again,
To continue what I was doing with, Mr. White. When he needs me and before the new hire comes on board.
well, let's say Mr. White is totally out of the picture, would you go back to your 3 days a week? How many hours would you be willing to?
Well, I would say that I am confident that we'll be able to find a replacement before Mr. White leaves. Given,
I'm
I think so too. Yeah, I think you guys will get a good hire.
Unless, can I table that?
Yes,
I
you
mean,
can.
we will not leave. I think it sounds Alex, and I don't want to speak for Alex, but it confirm what I'm saying. We're not going to leave you bereft of
Right.
health professionals. to
But I,
carry on.
once again, don't want to put everything on your back either. You know,
Right.
you've done so much to help us.
But I will continue to help out the amount of time and stuff has to do probably a little bit with what Alex will continue to do. If for some unforeseen reason we haven't got some candidates by December 31st, and Alex can continue to do what he's doing. And I would continue to assist him.
So I'm assuming you're not gonna apply for the position.
You can assume that. That's a fair assumption.
Okay, so
As much as I'd love to.
I have the job posting. I just have to fix, you want to put in the shared public health nursing grant. I want to put that in there.
That they're administrating that.
Well, coordinating and overseeing.
or-
Now,
okay.
money is supposed to be forthcoming so that we can hire a coordinator who will do
But that-
all the grant.
Yeah, but that's the next fiscal year, right, Alex? That's not gonna be anytime soon.
Yep, that's gonna be for FY 24. That's correct. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, so, so
it's-
therefore, in the meantime, they're gonna have to
Do what we're doing.
do what Alex is doing
Yeah,
and, or
right.
Tom is doing. So I want to
Yeah.
just do that. Now, once I
No,
update this.
no, we can go ahead and reconfigure the budget with the grant to go ahead and hire a part-time shared service coordinator with the potential to go ahead and go full-time or part-time, and to, have the funds available with that increase in appropriation of funds in order to maintain that position. So it's up to the board to, decide, if that's a good idea, since, 7 months from now, it, maybe, quite a bit of time. And the work may be overwhelming for the new hire.
Well,
So
we-
for now, it's gonna be in the job posting. That they have to oversee it and coordinate it. or
Right,
whatever.
but we can't hire an assistant to the Board of Health director until we have a Board of Health director.
Right,
This is not really an assistant. This is.
it's
for-
a coordinator and it's,
Coordinator.
This is for the grant.
it's a state grant, yeah,
This is for the
Right.
but we're
grant.
not gonna hire anybody till we have the money.
Until. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we have a full-time health director, I believe.
Yeah, so we have the money.
Yeah,
So I just need to update that wording and then who posted on Indeed? Do we post it? Do they post it downstairs? How does that work?
Yeah, we can certainly post it on Indeed. That's not a
Yeah.
problem.
And you've done that before with the nurses.
All right, so
not- yeah.
Alex, I'll give it to you.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Can you email it to me, Sue?
Yeah, as soon as I make that correction.
All right,
It's
thanks.
gonna be the posting that we had for you, except we're gonna add the nursing grant in there. And
Okay.
also the salary range.
I wouldn't put a numerical amount there. I would just put negotiable at this point. Because we have to go to the select board.
well, we
And
have
to
go to
see what
finance.
we have.
We have to go to- Carl said we have to go to fin- So the annual
And-
starting salary range depends upon qualification.
Right, but not a specific monetary value. Okay, Tom,
It'll get more, yeah. I think that's a
Yeah,
good idea.
depends upon the qualification and
people.
experience.
right,
Okay, so, and also then it's gonna go to, Al should be leaving, so it's gonna go to Tom. The applications,
Tom, you still have your town of Southwick,
Yes, I do.
yes.
or via email to Tom, since we may
Since
not
we
get
don't have a
anybody till
secretary to.
Alex might be
Yeah.
leaving.
Okay,
Yeah, I still have my copy.
Is there anything else you think we should, put with the job posting, Alex?
So, yeah, so there's a difference between the job description and the job posting. Is the job posting going to include the job description, or is it going to be a link to the town website that has the job
Um,
description?
It says here. Available at the Board of Health office or on the town website. We'll have to make sure that the website has the job description.
Okay, and we also need to run this by Labor Council like we did before.
Yep,
Because
yep.
it's been changed a little bit. Right. So
The posting
Yes.
for the Indeed or the job description.
both. Yeah, just gotta make sure it meets their format. I mean, I don't think it'd be a problem, but that's still the
All
protocol.
right, so who do we,
That goes through Carl.
yeah, just,
He'll direct it to.
all right, because he did say when I put in the email to send him
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay,
so I'll send him this and I'll send him the,
I mean, it should be a, pro forma, but just in case there's any issues, we don't want to have it come back.
so it'll be the same, job description, except I've just public health, if the nursing things in here.
so you're going to. Put in and add a condensed version of
Correct.
that job
Well, that's-
description.
was this.
And if people want the full body, then they
Right.
can go to the Board of Health
Right,
website.
And we had both of those approved.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
All right, so I'll have to send them, so along with Alex's resignation letter, I'll send that and this and the job description to Carl,
Yes,
enter plus Ds.
Yep.
So how soon do you think you can get that to me, Alex?
Oh, wait, get what? Oh, the letter?
The letter.
Yeah, I can get it to you tomorrow, not a problem.
Okay. All right. And I think. Is there anything else? You want to do for that?
as far as the job, no, but I do have another,
Okay, how
Point.
soon? How soon can? This be posted on Indeed after Carl gives the okay
I mean,
for the posting? Okay,
right away, yeah.
Yeah, the Labor Council.
Immediate.
So, not-
Yep.
yeah,
all right, so we have to wait for Carl's okay or whatever.
Labor Council.
Anything else, Alex?
No, I think, I'm just trying to think of, just trying to coordinate it, with the board and, with Tom to, make sure that, the search is, goes well. And that, we can help out with setting up interviews and stuff like that for, to make it easier for the board. So kind of like what we did with the nurses,
And we already have the questions. As I was going through things. I think they're the questions for the health inspector. I have to see whether they were health inspector or the nurse.
We had a list of questions,
Yeah, they're, I was
Yeah.
going through my paperwork. I found.
so we can just reiterate them. Essentially, once you get an applicant and an interview date, we do the same thing as we did.
Now, does that have to go through, reviewed the questions, even though the questions we used before?
No, they've already been reviewed.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
All right, so much for that. What do you have, Jean?
I have an email from Tricia Sedlow. I'm not sure if you read that,
Is that the one about,
about attendance at the Board of Health meetings,
I said first,
that
First meeting of the month.
that,
That's what
yeah,
I said.
that she doesn't have to attend every single one. And that if, unless that there's some issue that she needs to bring before the board. But if it's, just, you know, her normal everyday work, if she wants to submit a report. And even if she doesn't want to physically attend or is unable to physically attend, just give us a little write-up about what's been
Tell
going
them. I
on.
could tell them, yeah.
Okay, so it's agreed that we could tell both the nurses that attendance really isn't mandatory, but if they would like to submit an update
So
on
some,
their
If they
activity,
have something they want to discuss that.
and then if they have
feel
one,
that they
yes,
have something
right.
to Discuss.
then they can physically attend or Zoom attend.
all right, so.
Okay.
Do you want me to, I'll send out an email to both of them telling them that?
Yes,
Yeah,
because we can only really have one member in that email link, otherwise it's considered a meeting.
even though we've already discussed it.
Um, But it's a matter of an agreement between us. It's not necessarily a vote,
Right,
okay?
okay, I
Okay.
will
Fine,
email
yeah.
Tricia and just tell them
Yeah,
that the first meeting of the month to have some kind of report, either they can come Zoom in person.
or
In
written,
person, Zoom.
email.
Or something written to us,
and yeah,
and if they need to come other meetings.
yeah, they're
we
welcome
will
to,
Do that,
just like a once a month report. I think would be sufficient. And then once the new health director comes in, they'll have more contact.
Mhm.
With them directly instead of just the Board of Health, though the Board of Health would like to retain information. We'd like to retain being informed
oh,
of
absolutely.
their activities
Yeah.
and not
Super-
necessarily just to the
supervisor,
health
all that,
director.
they're-
Well, that's,
they're
that's
town
what they
employees.
tell us once a month.
Yep.
One, yeah, one's kind of, yeah.
Okay, so I think they'll agree with that.
All right,
Okay,
we have anything else, Alex?
No, not at this time.
Tom?
okay.
So our next meeting is, December,
That's right. We don't have one for that's right, because it's
days.
Thanksgiving, right?
Right, well,
Well,
this is the third. This is the third Thursday.
This is, Thanksgiving's. the
So
fourth.
December, can you just look in the calendar, Tom, what the date in December would be?
Calendar,
December 1st.
Yeah.
December 1st will be our
Yeah.
next meeting at 6 P.M.
okay,
Is there anything else the public has to, say, question, comment? No, okay.
okay, hearing none, I make a motion to close the hearing, close the hearing.
Oh, wait a minute,
Oh.
before we hang up,
Okay,
our public, looking at the minutes, when we had the public hearing,
right,
where is that gonna be reflected in the minutes? Because when you look at the
Yeah,
minutes, it says
it
that,
doesn't, yeah, but. Alex, do you know if both those Zoom meetings were posted on the Board of Health website?
Yes, all three of the meetings that night were posted.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea to include the hearing information in the
Right,
no-
on the-
third
these
minute.
minutes, yeah.
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 okay, so it has to be
Yeah.
included in those minutes there.
Yeah. Okay, but.
Yeah.
In order to include it on the November 3rd, it just has to be,
Oh, you have the minutes that you were
Yeah.
gonna give Dee?
Yeah, and you
yes,
guys
right,
you-
I,
to accept the minutes with revisions, right?
right.
Well, did we vote to accept it? No, did we vote to accept those minutes yet? No,
These, yeah.
We did,
November 3rd, yeah, but they're with revisions,
okay. all right,
they're not as written,
Okay,
so they can be altered,
okay,
okay?
all right, so now you can make your motion.
Now I can make a motion to adjourn the Board of Health meeting, at 6:55 PM.
I second that.
And that's a unanimous
Oh.
vote.
Oh,
I'm now closing the meeting for all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you.
Right.